Experts agree the United States is in the throes of an opioid epidemic. And with more than 20 million Americans using and abusing prescription pain medications and their street drug equivalent, it's pretty easy to see why. But how exactly is this affecting our beautiful state of Maine? Well, here's Kennebunk Police Chief Bob McKenzie with a few unsettling statistics.
When people cross into the state of Maine, one of the first things they see is a billboard that says, "Welcome to Vacation Land, Maine, the way life should be." And it is, except for one thing, and that is drugs, especially heroin. Across this country, there are 27.1 million people that are affected by substance use disorder. Maine ranks 7th with folks that are affected by substance use disorder, and 4th for teenagers that are utilizing substances as well. So there is a problem here in the state of Maine, and there's a problem right here in the Kennebunks that we need to address.
If you don't mind, can we just start with the basics? What is opioid addiction, and why is it that it's become so prevalent in our country?
Certainly. Well, opioids are painkillers.
Yeah.
And doctors for a long time have been prescribing these painkillers to their patients, thinking they're doing the right thing. Unfortunately, what they didn't know is how addictive that these medications were. They're so powerful that some people would take them and they take one dose and it would change something in their brain where they would really need to have it and continue to use it well beyond the time that their prescriptions may have run out. So they would go back and get more prescriptions. When they couldn't get more prescriptions, they'd go to other doctors, called doctor shopping. And if they just couldn't get their doctors or other doctors or get the pills on the black market, they would change to another type of drug called heroin, which is really scary. Because that is what's killing people.
So are there any indicators to addiction? Is it income level you look at, education, any kind of personality characteristic?
A human being, because it can happen to anyone. So it doesn't know any demographics, it doesn't know income level. Unfortunately, if you get prescribed a medication and you can become addicted to it.
We both live in the Kennebunks, and I think you would agree that this is a pretty special community. We have really involved citizens. We look out for each other. There's a bit of money here. So I'm thinking that right now, people who are watching this interview might be shaking their heads saying, this is not in our town. No way is this in our town. What would you say to that?
It certainly is in our town. I've seen it. I've been in law enforcement for over 30 years. I've had to do death notifications. I've been to death scenes. It is here, unfortunately. It is in our backyard. Addiction or substance use disorder knows no demographics. It is here.
So when we think about opioid addiction and what works and what doesn't work, what are you seeing?
Well, support is what really works. I know that jail does not work. Jail time, there's nothing in the jails right now that's going to help people. It is a revolving door. So people get arrested for a crime, they go in, they get released, they go back to what they knew. The federal government really is not going to solve this. The state government is not going to solve this. It's going to take a community to help solve this problem, a grassroots effort to help solve it. One of the things that does work is what's called recovery coaching.
Yeah.
And it's where we train somebody, it's a 30-hour class, to be a recovery coach. And it offers that person support. It helps them either get into recovery or stay in recovery. And that's what we're lacking the most, is that support and these people that to be trained as recovery coaches.
So that sounds like a really great option. So if someone's listening and they say, yeah, I want to do this, I want to become a recovery coach, how do they start that process?
Well, it's difficult right now here in southern Maine. There's not a lot of availability because there's no funding for it. Okay. So we could find the trainers, but to be able to support it it's another challenge.
Above Board, All Hands on Deck is a volunteer committee of motivated citizens looking to raise funds to address issues that directly affect our home community. For their inaugural gala on August 23rd, 2018, they have chosen opioid addiction as the fundraising beneficiary. With the help of business and corporate sponsorships, with ticket sales and service donation, it is Above Board's goal to raise $25,000. That's not only enough money to establish a recovery coach training academy right here in Kennebunk, it's also enough money to graduate 15 recovery coaches for the next 5 years. We sincerely hope that you will join us in our fight, our local fight against opioid addiction. Thank you. For more information, you can visit our website, aboveboardgala.com, or like us on Facebook.